Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm thrilled to welcome you to today's seminar. We have with us an exceptional leader and innovator, Mr. Abhishek Kumar, the CEO and co founder of MyGate. Mr. Abhishek is an alumnus of IIT Kanpur and IIM Ahmedabad, bringing with him over 24 years of experience in the business world. Before embarking on his entrepreneurial journey, he held significant roles at renowned firms like Goldman Sachs, where he served as vice president. His extensive experience in operations and finance has laid a strong foundation for his visionary leadership at MyGate. MyGate has transformed the way gated communities in India manage security and daily operations, becoming the largest community app in the country. With over 25,000 societies under its wing, MyGate has redefined residential living by integrating advanced technology to enhance security, convenience, and community engagement. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Abhishek Kumar to our discussion. We look forward to hearing his valuable insights on the intersection of technology, community living, and economic trends. Thank you, Mr. Abhishek, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to do this webinar with us.
Sure. Thank you, Gautam, for having me here.
Thank you, sir. So let's move on to the questions. So MyGate has grown from a startup in 2016 to serve over 4 million families across 25,000 communities. Could you walk us through your journey and share what inspired you to transition from Goldman Sachs to MyGate?
Sure, Gautam. I joined Goldman Sachs in 2010. I think in around 2013, I started to feel that bit of an itch to see and do something different, probably something on my own. And it took 3 years to figure out what next, but it was something that happened because Vijay Arisetti, he was also a colleague with me in Goldman, and we became very good friends. He had the original idea of MyGate, and he called me once and said, "Hey, I think there's a big opportunity in sort of solving some of the core daily basic problems that we are facing as part of our living in the gated community." And as simple as just security, right? We felt that the security processes are quite archaic and they will break down. And second, the boom of e-commerce will lead to so many external people from multiple e-commerce companies, cab drivers, delivery executives. So many of them will come inside that the existing security will break. So I think that was a core idea. We thought that it's quite exciting. Gated communities are proliferating in every cities, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. We are seeing them growing. Cities are growing horizontally and vertically, and we saw security as a big friction point, and that is how with that idea we got very excited, and we decided to quit our corporate jobs and jump into entrepreneurship.
True. That's a big risk that every entrepreneur has to take when starting his
Yes,
own business.
100%. Yeah, we have to. It's a risk, but you have to be very convinced about the problem that you're solving, and if you're convinced about the problem you're solving, and it is a large problem, you study the space a little bit more, immerse yourself into the problem statements, and also see how you're going to solve it. So we are very firm believers that we'll solve it through technology, and we saw that big opportunity, and we took that plunge to start the entrepreneur journey with MyGate.
Great, thank you. And moving on. So, on a personal note, like how has your leadership style changed? So, during at your tenure at MyGate, and what personal experiences have shaped you as a person?
Yeah, I think when I was doing my MBA, one of the cores that really interested me was organizational behavior, and it's because probably because of that, and probably because of my upbringing as well. For both of those reasons, I really felt that anything that anybody wants to accomplish, it really has to come. No single one person can do large and big things, so it has to be done with people, and that has been one of the core things. But over time, obviously, in MyGate, first we were just few of us, Shreyans, Vijay, me as co-founders, initial technology team, and then we had Rohit who joined the sales team, and the sales team and other teams also started to grow. But the change in style was where initially I would like to do everything myself, because there were certain quality, certain standards, and certain way of doing things that I wanted to do it myself. But as the teams grow, you have to let go of that. You have to let have more trust in other people. You have to empower other people. You have to coach and guide them so that
True.
they can do what you're doing and probably better than what you're doing. So that was one change for me. And second, more recently, as I took on the mantle of the CEO role, one of the big thing for me was not necessarily what I do, but also importantly what I don't do as a leadership style, which is if things are going well, if people are super motivated and they are aligned with the vision of the company, my job is to not create roadblocks for them, right? So let them do what they would like to do within certain guidelines and frameworks, but empower them to just go ahead, right? And in fact, my job is more now to keep removing roadblocks that may come on their way. So that's how my leadership style is
That's
evolved.
great. That's a exemplary form actually that we're seeing. So, what role does innovation play at MyGate, and how do you foster a culture of innovation here?
Yeah, I mean, innovation is is part of the core and part of the heart of MyGate, right? And when we started MyGate, we created an innovation from day one, which is connecting the resident to the guard to the external people, whether it's guests, whether delivery executives or any other person who's coming inside the community. So if you recall, I don't know, you are quite young, but if you recall before MyGate era, if you're
There
going to
was
meet some friend, some security guard will stop you.
yeah,
They'll ask to write in some register.
register.
Then they'll pick up some intercom,
Yeah,
and
then
then
they'll connect
they'll
you.
connect and say कि भैया आपके you somebody is come to meet you, भैया आपके कोई मिलने आया है, delivery आया है.
True. Yeah.
So the resident will say भेज दो, and then
he'll be
the
let
person will be allowed inside. But can you think कि वो register में whatever has been written, is it even readable?
No, I don't think
Have
so.
you seen a register?
No, like
You should see a register of a guard.
I've seen. But
You have seen, right?
Yeah,
It's, you cannot read what's written, right? And plus the whole process is quite broken. I think our innovation really disrupted the space, right? We let resident know in their mobile app who's coming and approve them right on the mobile, approve or deny or whatever action they want to take. So right from day one, innovation has been the hallmark and foundation of MyGate, and since then, in the last 8 years, we continue to disrupt the space by bringing more and more innovation. So that's very much the culture of MyGate. It's part of the core value, and we keep challenging everyone in the company, saying, what did you do today to break the status quo? So don't just keep doing what you've done in the past, but challenge everything, and that's how we
look at the future.
look at innovation. Yeah.
That's great. So your financial statements show that MyGate's revenue have grown from 40.1 crore in FY 2022 to 71.08 crores in FY 2023. So that's a 77% increase in revenue. So could you tell me what were the key drivers behind this impressive growth, and how do you plan to maintain this momentum in the future?
Yeah, I think the key driver has been focusing on first 5 years we were focusing on distribution, which is putting MyGate in every community across India, and in the last 3 years is when we started the revenue journey. So the growth is also a factor that we started from nearly zero. But the point is that once you have a great distribution and when you start a business vertical, it also goes from 0 to 100 crores very fast.
Yeah.
And that was a thesis that we had. But now we have SaaS revenue that societies and real estate players are paying us. We also look at advertising revenue as one area. But more importantly, right, we are continue to be focused to provide the best world-class community product for the societies, for the residents, and they pay us for our solution, and that's been our focus area in terms of revenue. Going forward, we have a business model that is proven. We are cash flow positive, so the idea is to continue to scale up that business model and continue to acquire more communities, continue to have more communities that are paying us the SaaS model, SaaS revenue. And the last part is we are looking at few more business verticals that will be launched in coming months.
Okay, I'd seen that as well, that you hit zero cash burn at I think last year. So that's also a great sign.
Yeah.
So moving on, as MyGate continues to evolve, and do you foresee it expanding beyond its current focus on community security and management? And what are the new sectors that you think MyGate would venture into?
Yeah, MyGate, one, I think at core, right, we will always be a very strong, focused community app, right? And today MyGate has evolved where we are not just solving what's happening at the gate and around security, which is people, vehicle, process around security guards, but we have evolved to become much more. Today, you can think of us as an Oracle or an SAP solution, which is full suite of ERP solutions for community. A community is like a maybe non-profit enterprise, right?
True.
You are familiar with it. A community has to collect maintenance from residents, and community has to ensure that there's water, electricity, vendors are paid, service providers like security companies and facility managements are paid. There is adequate amenities, and amenity management is required, asset management is required, accounting, invoice, expense management is required, communication modules, notice board, elections. I mean, you name it, right? It's the full suite of solution today is available in MyGate, including things like pet management. So that is how MyGate is already evolved, and so that will stay the core. We'll continue to invest in that and make MyGate as a core community operating system more and more robust and more innovative. But at the same time, we are looking to launch in coming months. We already launched. We are getting into MyGate smart devices.
Oh, smart device.
So that means from gate of the community to everything in the community to inside the home. And that journey we have started by launch of MyGate smart devices. So we have already launched MyGate locks.
Locks.
So if you typically in your door there'll be traditional lock
Yeah, sure.
that you have to open with key.
Yeah. So now
I think the
digital
world
locks.
is also changing fast, right? You have multiple people staying at your home. Have you found a challenge where you have to figure out which key or keep the key under the mat, and or your parents will tell that
That used to happen. Yeah, that happens to us. Yeah.
that happens, right? So why do we have to go through that, right? You just have a great digital lock that can use biometric or number pad or even the MyGate app that can interact with the lock, and that is something we have already launched. That's a new business vertical. So I'll be happy for the audience to explore MyGate locks when they're ready.
True, sure. Yeah. Hopefully that also take off really well.
Yeah, it has already taken off quite well. We have good early signs, and we are looking to expand that pan India.
Great. That's nice. So the gated community market in India is growing rapidly. So how does MyGate plan on capitalizing on this growth while maintaining its competitive edge over other businesses? And what economic challenges do you anticipate in scaling your operations?
Yeah, look, I think yes, gated community in India is very exciting space because it is driven by the growth in residential sector, and because people are still moving to tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities, and real estate developers definitely see as a big opportunity. So gated communities will continue to grow, increase, and expand. uh, for us, it goes and boils down to fundamentals, right? Which is great product and great service, right? So that is how any company, not just MyGate, can maintain their competitive advantage. You have to continuously innovate and make your product better and better, make your product easy to use, and provide great service.
True.
That as a core will not going to change. So nothing fancy, just ensure that you have a great product and great service.
Okay. So then, how does MyGate actually differentiate itself from other brands, and what unique value proposition do you offer to your customers?
Yeah, I think one thing that compared to few other players who have come into the space, what's differentiating is MyGate is a pure play technology and product company,
Okay.
right? While some other players are real estate brokerage companies.
Oh, so they don't
Okay.
completely offer all the services.
They may offer, but they do many other things, right?
Okay.
They will do real estate sale, they will do real estate mover packer, they will do some other services. So, but they are a real estate player. They are a real estate services company.
Okay.
They also have ventured into MyGate space, but the MyGate's competitive advantage comes because we are a pure play technology and product company, only and only focused on community
Communities.
platform, making the community platform and community living simple. We are not looking at real estate company, or we don't have 10 other businesses, right? I think this really gives us the competitive advantage, right? Because when you're so focused, right, you just focus and you're obsessed about making your product better and better, because all the investment, 100% of our energy and investment goes in that, right?
True.
Our energy and resource and technology is not diluted by doing 10 things.
Yeah, you specialized on.
And this makes us competitive, right? We are razor focused, we are sharp, we only do this, and that has made us very strong. We are the largest market share in India, and this is a product which has network effect, it has brand love, it has word of mouth spreading, and these are the things that has made us more very very competitive
Of course.
and in the space basically.
Yeah, true. So, as we know, data privacy is also a very sensitive topic.
Yes.
So, MyGate would happen to know about who's visiting my home, for example, and about the deliveries coming or Swiggy drivers coming in.
Yeah.
So, how do you ensure that your customers' data is protected and not misused?
100%, right? I think from day one, this has been our focus. We have been extremely paranoid about ensuring that MyGate as a company is very conscious that we are holding our residents' data, which means that client confidentiality is a very key and important aspect of our not just core value, but technology architecture and legal framework, right? So from all aspects, we ensure that our processes are geared towards protecting client information. We don't sell or trade information of clients. We are the first company in the space which became GDPR ready, which is the global standards for data protection and privacy. We have already made ourselves compliant to the proposed privacy Indian Data Protection and Privacy Act. So from all lens and from all angles, we ensure that we uh, we treat the client's data with utmost confidentiality, and that has built MyGate's trust in the last 8 years and will continue to do so.
True, of course, your brand image and reputation precede yourself. So, moving on, it's been 8 years of MyGate. And so, what have been the top challenges that you have faced, and what have been something key that you had to tackle and counter?
Yeah, it's been 8 years, and I think the challenges have also evolved and they keep changing depending on the stage of the company. Right? When we first started and we were just Vijay, Shrans, and me initially, so attracting talent was a challenge, right?
Oh.
Because you're just an idea, the product is just starting to build up. So you have to really convince others about the vision that you have, about the long term opportunity that we can build for ourselves, long term company, a large company that we can build. So really have to be very strong and strongly convinced yourself to attract talent. So attracting talent is a challenge initially, and then when you are able to have the product market fit, when you are able to raise some funds, which we did, right, attracting talent becomes easier and easier if your company does well and the brand of the company starts to speak for itself. At a later stage, right, when you have raised quite a bit of money, which we did, ensuring that we deploy that capital very effectively and efficiently is also a challenge, because if you don't focus on that, it is like a sand that will slip out of your hand. So that is a second a challenge we faced later. And subsequently, when in MyGate's case, when we have done enough distribution but our revenue was quite low, ensuring that whatever revenue opportunities and the business models that we want to build, aligning the organization towards that was a big challenge, right? Which we did in 2022, 2023. So that was also quite interesting. And yeah, so over time the nature of the challenges change, and but you have to continuously adapt to that.
Of course. So, does MyGate have any plans for international expansion? Because like you said, you have captured the Indian market. You're number one in India right now. So, what markets are you targeting, and what economic factors are you considering when making this bold decision?
Yeah. No, we really have a world class product, and we have proven ourselves in the Indian market. We definitely feel that there's an opportunity for our product outside India, and we are exploring market in Middle East right now, and subsequently we might likely to explore market in the US. but it is early days. We are doing some groundwork, and we'll at the appropriate time we'll launch our products and solutions in overseas market.
Okay. So finally, so looking ahead at the next 5 years, so what major economic trends or disruptive forces do you believe that will most significantly impact this prop tech sector, and how is MyGate positioning itself to thrive in this evolving landscape?
Yeah, I think anybody in the prop tech space should be very excited because next 5-10 years you have all the tailwinds. Whether it's residential space where as the country is urbanizing more, residential projects will are going and coming at a rapid pace. Obviously, a real estate real estate industry goes through a bit of a cycle of up and down, but broadly I think it's going to be very exciting. In the commercial side as well, lots of business opportunities are coming up. So in general, I think from anybody in prop tech space there will be immense opportunity and tailwind. From a MyGate perspective, like I said earlier, right, we have a very strong brand, we have a very strong product. We'll just continue to innovate and capitalize on the brand and presence we already have, right? So that's going to be our
Of
focus.
course, along with this first move advantage that you have, I think
Yes.
you can really capitalize on this.
Yeah.
So, finally, to conclude, we would like to wrap up this insightful session and extend our deepest gratitude to Mr. Abhishek for his valuable perspectives and experiences with us. So, his journey has been truly inspiring with an innovative vision and strategic leadership that have not only revolutionized community management in India, but that's also set a benchmark in tech industry. So we appreciate his candid discussion on the challenges and triumphs faced by MyGate and the future trajectory of this groundbreaking platform. So your insights into the integration of technology, data privacy, and economic trends have provided us with a deeper understanding on the dynamics that shape this industry. So thank you, Mr. Abhishek, for your time and enlightening us with your expertise. And we look forward to witnessing MyGate's continued growth and success. To our audience, thank you for your participation, and we hope this webinar has been enriching and informative. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.